I think it depends really on what you understand by surgical strikes. As my article made clear, I was referring to the aerial bombing being advocated by armchair generals on various television shows, because the expression surgical strikes usually refers to airstrikes. And that I thought was a bad idea. First of all, the risks are high because your planes could be shot down. No one just watches with fun while your planes come over their territory. And secondly, because of the other dangers I mentioned of other kinds of escalation. I was surprised to see the phrase surgical strikes being applied to this sort of commando raid across the border. I would not have used the same term, but I certainly did not exclude that. In fact, I didn't discuss it at all because I was hoping it was an actively considered option. But I did tweet an article by a blogger recommending this as soon as it happened, because I had read it. He was referring to Myanmar as the model, but the logic is slightly different. In Myanmar, we were trying to flush out camps of Indian militants. Here we're looking at Pakistanis trying to come across the border. But the logic was the same. Slip across the border, do your work and come back. And that I would not have called surgical strike. So it was merely a definitional difference. I have no problem with, and I never had a problem with this kind of action. So what I liked about the way in which our government and the military in particular handled this was the very responsible and sober way in which the entire action was presented. First of all, you had the army statement, which I thought was a model of very precise, unemotional drafting, which explained the reasoning behind what was going on, the fact that terrorists were massing in 3 or 4 locations and we had to get them before they came and got us. And at the same time that we had no other intentions, we had no offensive action. It was purely a preventive measure, and we had no desire to continue any operations. As far as we were concerned, operations were suspended, which was a very clear signal that we hoped there would be no escalation. As I put it when I explained it to the BBC, I said, look, it's like you spot a burglar in the hedges outside your house, and you go and capture him there or deal with him there, rather than wait for him to shatter your windows and come into your house. We've had a lot of shattered windows in recent years, and we chose at this time that we would hit them before they hit us. You know, the thing is that there is no simple solution, and that I think even those in the army who planned this understand it. This is to send a signal that we won't just keep taking it lying down. You know what has happened over the last 25 years now is, on the one hand, a strategy to keep probing across the ceasefire line and hurting us. Strategy from their side. And a strategy on our side of everything involving resistance, defense, appeasement, political solution in the environment, and continued attempts at talks and conciliation. But never have we taken the battle to the other side. It's striking that even in the Kargil War of 1999, one of the standing instructions to the Indian forces was to not cross the LOC. So the restraint that India has shown has lasted essentially a generation. 25 years is pretty much the entire career of a typical soldier. And that is what we have tied one hand behind their backs all along. So to take the position now that, okay, we've tried that, we know that it doesn't have any long-term effect, and these pokes, if you want to call it that, from Pakistan will continue, so let us now try something else. And I must say I support that conclusion very strongly.